Hello, welcome to WealthFX, and I am your host, Mr. Babs. So yeah, WealthFX, our goal is to simplify trading as much as possible. And today I'm going to be talking about a concept that I discovered in my years of trading that's literally changed my trading profit game for literally forever. And ever since I discovered this concept, my trading profit potential literally went from below zero, that is in minus, to about 1280% increase. So today, what is that concept I'm going to be talking about? First of all, are you a beginner trader? Are you a seasoned trader? Or are you an advanced trader? And if you figure out you have not been paying attention to this concept before now, maybe it's high time you add that concept to your trading journey. Now, what is that concept I want to talk about today? Well, stick with me to the end of this video, and I promise you're not gonna regret coming across this channel. Now, if you happen to be watching this video right now, please like and subscribe, and be sure to leave a comment on subsequent topics you would want me to talk about or things that you want me to clarify. Yeah. So, what's the first approach to what we want to talk about today? The topic we're talking about is what I call the break and retest concept. And yeah, like you can see here, there are four different approaches to using the break and retest concept. Now, the first approach I'm going to be speaking is what I call the optimum trading zones. Now, optimum trading zones, what do they mean? These are zones of significant interest or zones of significant reaction. That means zones where you notice price has literally reacted to multiple times, or probably reacted to in the recent times as well. Of course, in trading, it is observed that what has happened before, history will always repeat itself. So what has happened before will most likely happen again. Now, I want to pay attention to zones where I discovered price reacted to in the past. Now, the first significant zone I'm going to be paying attention here is this area. Now, this area has literally been like a breaker block, which is support turning into resistance. Now, by all standard, it is expected that the next time price comes into that area, most likely I might see a rejection or a sell continuation. But now notice what happens here. Coming from this area, there was a triple bottom, which is actually a bullish chart pattern. Now, the first bottom, the second bottom, and then the third bottom, followed by an engulfing candle, and then price skyrockets into the high. Now, on getting to that zone, yes, of course, there was a bit of a selling pressure, but now what do you notice? First of all, before price gets to that high, it literally had to break out of this area, which is supposed to act as resistance if this trend was to continue lower. Now, it broke out of it, so this would be the breakout zone, and then it retested the area where it broke out of almost halfway, almost literally touching here, and then immediately what happened? Another break above, which is this area. So price closed above here, did a deep retest, and then continued to the upside. Now, that is one of the approaches to using the break and retest strategy. Now, another approach which you can use for the break and retest is what I call the moving average break and retest. Now, the moving average break and retest is a combination of different momentum candles, different momentum indicators, which tells us the strength of the trend. Now, sometimes for this chart, actually, as you can see here, I'm using the 7 and the 25. Sometimes I use 10 and 20, sometimes I use 20 and 50, sometimes 50 and 100, sometimes 100 and 200, sometimes I use 3, maybe 20, 50, 100, maybe 50, 100, 200, depending on how much I want to understand the trend, the strength of the trend. Now, when I see price break above the moving average, it is a strong indication that that trend is continuing in that direction. Now, for an uptrend, of course, it will be a break above the moving average, a retest of the moving average, and then price continues higher. Now, notice this was a correction wave. Price literally sold all the way to almost the break of this last zone, which happens to be here. And yes, this can also be termed a break and retest. Now, the next time price got to this zone, what do we have? We have a rejection double bottom here, bottom one, bottom two, a rejection around this zone, and then immediately we have price closing above the two moving averages. And after closing above the two moving averages, which there was a squeeze here, moving average squeeze tells me that the momentum is strong, in short, strong enough. And sometimes some people call this the golden cross. But it's not about the name, it's about understanding how to apply it. So yeah, you want to see a squeeze and then a bar closing above the moving average, and immediately what do we have? We have days of price literally going into the highs. And then of course, on getting to this last high, which is a double top, top one, top two, what did price do? Price literally did a correction wave to coming back to retest the last zone it broke out of. Now, this is what I call an optimum trading zone. Of course, because I knew that, okay, we broke out of this zone, retested this zone, I expect that the next time price comes to that area, there might be some set of orders waiting for it. Now, in a downtrend, we have what we call lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Now, all of a sudden, in getting to the previous resistance turning into support zone, which there had been a lot of orders waiting, we saw price skyrockets into the highs. And now, on getting to this zone, price did another close above candle or another break of zone, which is breaking this resistance zone, only to retest it and then continue higher. Now, after continuing higher, what did you notice? Price did a break above this last high, which, yes, is shot up to this point, and there was a bit of a correction wave followed by an engulfing candle retesting this last break and retest area. Now, on getting to this area, what did we notice? There was some set of ranging, but it did not close below the last low. So this tells me that yes, there's still a whole lot of bullish interest in this trade, only for price to get to this point, and then what did we notice? It skyrockets into the moon. Yeah. Now, if you discover here, I have the trend line approach as well. Now, a breakout of the zone and then retest of my trend line touch gives me strong confirmation that the trend is about to continue in that direction. Now, notice how on touching the trend line, price pumps into the high and it does this huge move. Now, this huge move is literally going to be another break and retest area. Now, what happened? What do you notice? You notice that price broke out of this zone here. Now, retested it and immediately it continued higher. Now, one thing I want you to understand about this, why I literally decided to talk about this concept, is because first of all, it is easy to identify, and second of all, it is easy to read and understand and also interpret regardless of your experience as a trader. You could be a beginner, you could be a seasoned trader, you could be an advanced trader. If you pay attention to significant zones being broken and how price retests them, you can increase your profit margin by a significant amount of percentage. Now, the last thing I'm going to be talking about in this video is what I call chart pattern. Now, because of our time, I don't want this video to be too long. I'm not going to dive deep into all these concepts in this video, but of course, if you like and subscribe to Wealth FX channel, I'm going to be talking about some of these concepts in more in-depth videos some other time. So yeah, like and subscribe if you are finding value from this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in some other time. So yeah, chart patterns. Now, what are chart patterns? Chart patterns are when you notice multiple candles forming a particular pattern that you can pay attention to. Now notice price has been in an uptrend, strong one, and then all of a sudden price kept ranging in this zone. But notice the more price ranged in this zone, it did what we call a break and retest, and then of course it tried to rally higher, but it didn't really break out. It just did kind of an equal high, retested the area once, retested it twice, touching my trend line, and then it continued into the highs. Now, of course, into the highs, if I want to be very aggressive, this will be a break out of this high, these two highs. But now, on breaking out, what did we have? A deep pullback, which is kind of a liquidity grab or a stop loss hunt, where price comes to retest the previous zone, giving us what I call a higher low, telling me that there is a whole lot of buying momentum and bullish interest in this trade. Now, at this junction, what do we notice? When price comes to this trend line, it did a bullish candle back into the zone, pulled back, another engulfing candle, and then close above. Now notice how it is retesting the moving averages as well as the moving average squeeze here. So price is literally retesting the moving average and break closing above it, pull back a bit, and then another engulfing candle, pull back, and boom, skyrockets to the moon. So yeah, also a chart pattern that I could notice in this area would be what I call the cup and the handle. So yeah, when I see a cup and handle, which happens to be a bullish chart pattern, it tells me there is a whole lot of buying momentum and bullish strength in this chart, and I should be looking forward to buy the chart to the upside. So yeah, I hope I have been able to simplify the concept of break and retest to the best of my ability for you. And yeah, like I said earlier, because of time, I don't want the video to be too long. I will be talking about these individual concepts in subsequent videos. So I hope you like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So yes, a breakout of this zone, a pullback, a breakout, and then we saw price skyrocketing to the high. So yes, this break and retest can be applied to your crypto, your stocks, your forex, your options, your margin, your spot, whatsoever commodity you are trading. You just have to look for your significant zones, identify price breaking out of the zone, identify price pulling back to retest the zone, and then you can use your candlesticks or your chart pattern as a confirmation, or your moving averages as a confirmation, and then you trade into the trend continuation. So yes, the break and retest is actually a continuation pattern, and trust me, if you can get better at spotting break and retest patterns on your chart, I promise you, you're literally going to change your trading game from whatsoever it is now currently to a significant amount of increase. So this is actually how I took my trading from constantly losing to consistently winning and consistently taking profits. So if you are watching this video right now and you're able to get to this point, I'll leave a link in the description to our Telegram channel where we drop live signals and exclusive webinars, as well as exclusive trading tips to help you improve your trading game. So yeah, I'll stop here for today, and I hope you like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed by the best. Bye.